Hello, everybody. Welcome to Valpo's stream. We are streaming Overwatch, our GLEC roster, which is going to have some of our Shield team, as well as Little Flaps from the Beacon team. My name is Aubrey. I'm joined here with a very special guest today.
Hi, I'm Dawson. I was a part of the esports team last year on Overwatch, actually, matter of fact.
Yeah, so we're here with him. What role did you play last year? Because I'm a freshman. I don't know these
Oh yeah,
things.
you're fine. Last year I actually played support. And I played along with we had some foreign exchange students, Ball Z and Jerry, and we kind of switched out in the support role last year. They were also seniors.
I
So
see. Yes.
yes,
And I'm assuming you played with Shield.
I did. Yeah. So I've played with Franco and Garrett before, or Dirty Wolf and Framputi. Um, but I have also played with Chris before as well, as a support.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of changes coming up with this year, but most of the members on our team are actually what are champions from last semester for
Yeah.
the
Yep.
NACC. We're hoping for another round of that this semester.
Oh yeah.
Um, Hopefully, doing some well with GLEC as well.
Hmm.
Um, Hopefully, I think next week we're switching over to the Beacon team for a little bit for some of the other GLEC games.
Yeah.
But these are the main ones that are probably going to go over to. By main, I mean like Little Flaps, Dirty Wolf, Fusick, Solaris, and Churro are probably all, and Wistful are probably the members that are probably going to go over to GLEC in like April. Is it? Okay, April. I had to check with Mike on that one. I don't remember when GLEC is.
Yeah.
Why are you here right now? Just curious.
Yeah, so I'm actually visiting my friends for the weekend, and
Mhm.
I was excited to come along and see their GLEC game and see how they do because I know about everyone on the team, and it's really exciting to see them play and see how they've improved over the time because there's a bit of a rivalry there, seeing them get better than I am. But
Have
yeah,
you have you been playing? Do you think you could keep up with them
oh
or?
man, now I'm an old man. No, I have been playing, and I've been playing with them a little bit as well. But I think they've surpassed me a little bit because they've got a lot of training going on, but
Mhm.
I'm holding on. At least that's what I like to say.
Yeah, we do have a few members that are new. That actually, a few that got into Grandmaster. One got
Yeah.
into Grandmaster. One of our freshmen, Ben Fusick,
Hmm.
he actually got into Grandmasters. But other than that, I'm assuming they're all pretty close to your like level,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
skill
think
wise.
I think a lot of the people on the team are about diamond average, and
Mhm.
it's really exciting because they just keep growing.
Yes.
Like it feels like there's a plateau somewhere, but no, they just keep getting better and better. I'm like, you guys are getting too far away from me.
Yeah, it's the same thing from Beacon. Just
Yeah,
seeing like all of the members, like Isaac, Scott, who's playing with them today,
yeah.
going on. Yeah. So looking at our first map, we are going to control. We do have five options here for GLEC. We have Ilios, Oasis, Lijiang Tower, Busan, and Nepal. And it seems like Franco has just decided Nepal is the choice.
Oh, I like the Paul. I think it's a good Lucio map. I think control maps in general are just really good for Lucio because you get a
Yes.
lot of just mobility to get to point and play around that.
Yes.
So, if I had to guess what we might be running, I would probably say I know Chris or Troro has been big on the Kiriko, but
Mhm.
I know he played Lucio back in the heyday, so it'd be interesting to see what he chooses here.
Well, we actually have a very high ranking Lucio player
Right.
now. Solaris has been like the main, what is it called? Lucio player for our
Hmm.
team. So Churro kind of just gets to choose whatever he thinks works best.
Yeah. Yep.
Looking at that, I am probably expecting. There's a lot of main characters that are in, what is it called? The meta right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of new characters that have become viable
Yep.
instead of no longer. So
Yeah.
I would like to see a ball at some point because
Oh,
he
right.
is viable
Hmm.
now. I know Lucy will pop off back there if she sees a ball, but we'll see. We'll
Right.
see.
Yep. I know Mercy recently just got nerfed, and there's a lot of people that
Unfortunately.
are not really happy with it. A lot of people that are happy. You know.
Mhm.
What else? I think Ryan got a bit of a buff as well with
Yes.
his ultimate, and I know May has a shorter cooldown reduction on her ultimate and whatnot.
Yes. Ryan definitely got a buff, and I'm as much as I want to see Ball, I'm assuming it's going to be Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm also I Mercy being not what is it called? Debuffed is just it hurts
Yeah.
my heart.
Yep.
As a Mercy player, I hate it.
Yeah,
So sad.
I played a lot of Mercy when I was on the team as well, and I'm a little indifferent about it, but I definitely see why the reason behind it was because we're kind of in a meta where if someone got pocketed, that's
Mhm.
just a force to be reckoned with, and it's really hard to play against that unless you're having another pocket as well, right?
Mhm.
And the meta for a while was what Mercy and
Is Mercy and Kiriko.
yeah, or Sojourn as well, right?
Mhm.
Like, because you're just pocketing the Sojourn and then
Yes.
popping off.
So we are looking at our teams right now. We are seeing the Kiriko and Lucio, but we are seeing Fusic on Cassidy and Dirty Wolf on
Hanzo,
Hanzo.
yeah.
Yeah. And, or
We got the
Risa.
Lucio,
Yes,
especially
Lucio.
on this map, booping people into the pit there in the middle.
Yeah. As we can see, both teams are going for the duo same support
Yup.
units.
Kiriko
It,
Lucio.
yeah, it's been a very common thing that I've seen in the Challengers division on NECC, especially in GLEC.
Hmm.
So looking right here, Dirty Wolf finally taking the first kill with Cassidy on the other team.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yep.
going for the point yet, but we are seeing, oh, and Solaris getting that hit on Torbjorn, making,
It's nice.
so that is the other team down, no DPS right now.
And it's really good to fight there on that bridge on the right side because it's a bit of a high ground, right? And you have some
Yes.
good cover over there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I'm glad to see that they took the fight to them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so now they are getting stuck in the choke point, but Ramatra is very good to help get out of that choke point, which I understand why they did that. Or
Yep.
choosing Ramatra instead of going Orisa. And unfortunately, Little Flaps is going down right there.
The team gets separated a little bit,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yes, which means that they do have to back up and they're going to have to let go of the point for a little bit.
But get a quick regroup here and then go back and attack. Probably push right side again if I had to guess.
Yep, they could mix it up going left side, but we'll see what they're planning on doing.
Yeah.
Seeing through the walls a little bit. Unfortunately, they don't know this, but they are watching that right side. Looking at ult economy. The only first person who has their ult is Churoro with
They get an
Kiriko.
early pick on the Lucio.
Yes.
It's unfortunate. Now they don't have the pressure, and then I think they just had to die or get out here.
Yeah.
Yep. As you can see, Chris or Churoro jumping off the side there. Get a quick regroup.
Yes. But we do see them using Annihilation, and personally, I don't think that was worth it at all.
Yeah.
That feels like a kind of a wasted ult right there. But regardless, this puts Valpo in a great spot with coming in with Orisa's ult and not using a single ult during that fight.
We've got bolt support. I guess we're about even in ults right here because both teams have bolt support ults, and then McCree on one and Torbjorn on the other.
No, I would say we're a little bit ahead just with the Orisa ult. Fusic doing.
Oh, you're right.
Yes. Little bit, but we do see the beat coming down. And
Oh, that was a good spear. He got him out of his ult at least.
yes. And even though it didn't, even though it killed, even though he still died in the end, getting him out of that ult was important as it would have sacrificed more of the point. So still.
Well, we're up in ults here as well because they used Torbjorn and McCree ult there. So now it looks like we made the switch to Ram here off of Orisa.
Well, they use actually 3 ults there. Looking at this, they use Torbjorn, Cassidy, and Lucio's ults.
Right.
Watching
Yippee.
into it. We're seeing our Cassidy for his ult, Fusic. Very nice. Unfortunately, no picks there. But we do have gates coming out on point.
Good
Which will
drag.
help claim.
We've got Hanzo holding the right side, which is a really good point here.
Yes. It is unfortunate, though, that they have to use all of those ults just to win the fight, though.
Right. No picks, but they got point, which is good.
Yes.
And especially because they need it. It looks like they're at 99%.
Yes, they do need to hold right here, though. So we are seeing the so we are swapping out the Orisa for another Ramatra. But Lil Flaps is doing incredibly well right now on Ramatra, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Unfortunately, though, he does go down as it was a very one-sided fight there, 1v5 fight. Chiroro is down, and I think that's gonna be it for this round, most likely. Unless Solaris can get a beat down.
I think he can get at least contest for a second. I'm not sure his team will be able to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Torb turret in the back.
Yeah, and just completely shredded by the Torbjorn. So looking at this, what do you think Valpo needs to do for this?
Well, I think what I'm noticing a lot too is they played really well at the beginning when they stayed not necessarily clumped up, but moving as a unit, and it seems like they're getting split a little bit more. And I think it's easy to get split when you have that extra Torb turret there, because it feels like you're getting pressured from an angle you might not necessarily normally be. And I think what's happening is, they get one pick on our team, on Valpo, and then everyone kind of splits apart. But I think what they need to work on is just staying more solidified.
Looking at this, the art team is actually going for a little bit of a change, but we are too. We're going on a, oh my gosh, it's escaping my mind right now. Symmetric. Oh, it's just, I see, it was just for the teleport. I see. But they are switching it up on the art team with an Echo, a Mercy, and a Doomfist.
And I think actually the Ryan into this Doom will be pretty good, and I think it's a good switch here because I know Lil Flaps is really good on Ryan. He enjoys playing him, and I think it will help the team stay a little closer together as well.
Yes. Using that shield is going to be the best defense in order to make sure he's been getting heals.
It does look like they have a pocket on the Echo though, which will be a bit of annoying for Valpo.
Yes. Franco's good. Fusic is going to really need to work on finding that Mercy and sniping her down easily.
And we did just get Mercy's res on the Kiriko, so we are technically up in terms of the abilities. So I think they have a good chance here to cap point.
Yes, let's hope so. We do see Lil Flaps going on point. His goal just trying to get rid of the Kiriko. I think he thinks he killed her, but he didn't.
Oh, we got the Mercy.
Nice,
no more res.
Nice.
Doomfist already has ult. That's crazy.
Yes. We do have 2 ults on our side. Most other people going up quickly. The only one who really doesn't have ult is Dirty Wolf on our side. I think that's more just because he did die early on in the fight. So.
I think we should have a good time defending point here. I think what we need to watch out for is the Doomfist drawing aggro and then the Echo coming in behind with the Mercy pocket.
Yes. Yeah. I think a good choice here for Fusic might be to use his ult in order to just make sure he really gets down that Echo, that Mercy and that Echo. It's just an easy way to automatically know you're getting those 2 players down so that the damage isn't done.
I agree.
But I'm not a DPS player, so what do I know?
Now we did just use 3 ults there at the same time, which is a little unfortunate. I think the Lucio ult was good for the Torbjorn ult, but the Dragon with Deadeye might have been a bit of a fluke there.
Yes, I think the Deadeye was a very good choice. Taking that Echo's ult very quickly there. That still was 5 ults for 1 fight, which...
Yep. But they won the fight, and the only fight enemy team has coming in is Kiriko, but that can turn the tide very easily.
Yes, it can. Also with the very quick Doomfist ult coming up there. But they probably have a good idea of what they're expecting with the Doomfist ult. They are very good at tracking ults on that team. I'm still trying to learn that skill myself, and it's quite difficult, honestly.
Yeah, and if Ryan plays his cards right here, he can actually charge up his ult pretty fast as well.
Yes. Ryan is one of the shorter tank ults in the game.
Oh, and Doomfist is down.
Nice.
This is a good early pick for us.
Yes, Fusic did an incredible job. Very nice.
They're even right now.
Yes.
But they do have point, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately that is Fusic down. Lil Flaps is coming in though. Both the supports getting picked down though. It's better to just wait. All they have to do is win 1 fight, and they are going to take this point here, which is very nice.
Yep.
It's been a pretty even fight so far. I think this is going to be a very exciting game today.
I believe so too. And what's nice here is you can see that the Torbjorn has ult now, but what's important for Solaris to remember is to use his beat when Torbjorn throws down his plume.
Yes. Yes, so we are looking for a lot of I don't know. We are seeing a few changes, and we are seeing that Torbjorn ult. No beat though.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah.
Do
No one died though, which is good.
I believe somebody died. Yes,
Oh,
Fusick
right.
did die. Um, However, it isn't the end of the world right now. Somebody is on point. I don't know exactly who was on point.
Well, they got Kiriko, which is good. There's B.
Yes. Yes, so there was people on point. I think it was the Tracer. I think Dirty Wolf was on point. He
This is a
really
good flank by the Tracer here, yeah.
yeah, he really likes to pull out the Tracer.
Mm.
And this is almost overtime, but Torbjorn can contest it.
And I believe that Tracer is actually a really strong point on control maps because you have that, like, aggression that you normally wouldn't have with some other DPS.
Yes. Nice. I hear them cheering out in the back. So that was definitely a good fight. Both of them, both rounds, both of them had almost like 90% ish.
Yeah,
It's very
it
close.
was a close match, that last one.
So we,
I think they did a really good job staying a little more solidified here and playing together as a team. Kind of having orchestrated flanks and whatnot, because you have to know where your team's going to be, especially on control points.
we are seeing the teleport probably coming out from Dirty Wolf this time. And we are seeing a little bit of a change up on the art team as well. Seeing a Ryan coming in as well as a May. So this is going to be intriguing.
I do think that Mei is going to pose a problem for our Rhine. Just naturally, Mei is really good into Rhine, and if our team can't destroy the wall quick enough, it's gonna, spell something bad for us.
Yes. Using that blocking off though for that Rhine was not good for us, and Lil Flaps is going to go down.
Right, and I think our team is gonna have to adjust here.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're playing rush, which is, unless we are able to rush back into them or more defensively react, then we're going to be in for a bad count.
Yes, they are very quickly trying to rush onto our side, which means taking either the opposite side or trying to go for the exact same side and hoping they expect them to go a different way will work. Does seem to work because they are thinking left side.
I think what's important here with our comp is right now the issue is we're separated, and I think our Ryan's gonna go down. Right.
Yeah.
What we're gonna have to work on is when you have a Lucio and you're playing rush like this, the best thing to remember is you move as a group so that if they wall, then your whole team is past it or close enough so we can break it quick enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That has been a very big problem that I've been seeing quite a few times, is that wall and segregating Lil Flaps has been absolutely devastating for the team. Each time he just gets picked off a single pick. And I think this is what they're actually trying to do with Fusick as well. Trying to do the exact same thing, and
Yep.
it works.
See, this is good for us here because they no longer have wall and they can charge onto them if they really want to. Now that's unfortunate.
Yes. Yep, unfortunately, healers are, it's just the DPS is getting picked off almost immediately.
Right.
And they are slightly just chasing down. Thinking about this, what do you think they should do to approach this, since we are getting very close to last battle?
I think what I'd really like to see pulled out is some type of DPS that can handle the Mei wall and the Rhine shield really well. So whether that's a Hanzo for shield break, or a Junkrat, or an Echo, or even maybe not necessarily a Pharah, but I think it'd be pretty good here considering that the only hit scan you have looking at you in the sky would be a Hanzo.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at this, we do have
That's unfortunate.
yeah. Yep, looking at that is Blizzard, and that's probably the last fight for this one. Unless
so.
somebody can step on point, yeah. They just, the way that they were going wasn't unfortunate. Yep, he's one of the members trolling by releasing a dragon in the sky.
And this is an issue we actually had a lot when I was on the team as well, is when you're facing rush comps like that, what's really easy to do is just fall back onto your heels. And so what you're doing, you're trying to spend a lot of time trying to get back on your feet. And that's kind of what we saw in that match there, was they were just getting out-aggressed. And they needed to figure that out by either out-aggressing the team, which is a very weird way of looking at it, or, being able to play such a strong defensive comp that they're able to get a pick and continue moving forward without necessarily rushing into them.
Yep. So we are going into our, I think it's hybrid. Yes, hybrid. So this is going to be very interesting as there's only three choices for GLEC.
Yes.
I know before I've heard of people, not that, GLEC is very strict on some of their rules. That's what I'm trying to say. And so
Mhm.
like only certain like maps are allowed. So we only have the choices of Kings Row, Eichenwald, or Pariso. And I have a feeling I know which one they're going to
I have a feeling I
ban.
know what 80% of the Overwatch community would like to play. So I would really like to see the Kings Row here. I know talking with them, they talked about how good they felt on Kings Row, and I'd really
Mhm.
like to see that synergy come back because it's hard to get back on your feet after you've been playing on your heels like the last map. And I really want to see their mental stay positive and be able to
Mhm.
just get right back into it.
Yes. We know all of the teams absolutely love themselves some scrims row.
Hmm.
And most likely, I'm assuming the other team does also like scrims row, so they probably would not be upset or annoyed by or try and ban Kings Row. They'd probably ban like Pariso.
I agree. I think if I have to talk a little bit for what the team might be talking about right now,
Mhm.
is I know they just got done facing a Reinhardt and a May and a Lucio, so they were really good on the rush comp. And unfortunately slash fortunately, that's really good in the Kings Row as well. So I think that might be the only point at which Valpo might be a little hesitant to play Kings Row.
Mhm.
But again, does that outweigh their confidence in that map?
Mhm.
That's something you need to know. Like, is it worth playing a map that you feel very comfortable in, even though you know the team might have a very strong comp into it?
Mhm. Yeah, but they do have the choice here. So regardless of which one they ban, they still have two different choices to choose
Right.
from, and that's what when it comes to Oh wait, no, they don't have bans this round. It seems like. Never mind. Never mind. So they are probably thinking about which one to play then, since they
Right.
have all three choices,
Yep.
which is probably why it's taking a while. Normally they're pretty quick on this.
Yeah. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Eichenwald is actually a very, very rush heavy map.
Mhm.
Honestly, more so than Kings Row. So I think, honestly, there's not really any competition in terms of what they play. I
Mhm.
am putting my bet down as Kings Row, but we're gonna have to see what they choose.
Yeah. They are the winner also gets to choose the starting side. Um, and I feel like there's more of a benefit to go defense when you're starting, just so you know like how far they're going to make it. But I could be wrong. I feel like the winners might pick uh, defense.
I
But we
agree.
see a yep. So I was
Eichenwald.
correct. Yep, and they're going
Wow.
Eichenwald
Well, I
with
was wrong on my
defense.
bet.
Yeah, it's they do like to mix it up sometimes.
Right.
So we'll see what's going on with that. But there are some good places for like sniping and stuff
Yeah.
as well. We do have a follower. I don't know, it didn't appear on our side. Um with Hi Wistful.
True. Yes. Scott. Yes, this is a big Rhine map, so I think Scott's gonna have a heyday here. And then, like you said, it's a good sniping map, so I think it's gonna be really good for. I know Dirty Wolf likes to pull out the Widowmaker, and he's really good on the Ash,
Mhm.
as well as. Oh, is Famputi not playing? Who is? It was Fusick, right?
No,
Um,
Franco wasn't playing last round.
right,
Fusick is playing again. I'm
right.
surprised he hasn't changed it up, but we'll see
No.
what happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Ash or the
Mhm.
Widowmaker here out of Dirty Wolf. Fusick, I'm not all too familiar with Ben or Fusick, and I've talked to him a little bit, but it looks like he is really good at playing either hit scan or the hybrids like May and
Yes.
Echo and
He basically can play almost every DPS.
right,
I I don't think I've ever seen him pull out anything weird or mention anything that he cannot play.
right.
um, it's gonna be interesting to see. Based on like a why do I keep saying DPS? Defense comp. What are you kind of expecting from Valpo and versus versus Lourdes, our opposing team?
Yeah. Honestly, I could see both teams kind of running the same mirror comp we saw towards the end of Nepal,
Mhm.
where we see a lot of the Ryan, Lucio, May, or Ryan, Lucio, Hanzo.
Mhm.
Just rush comp is so strong at Eigenwald. I think it's just a map in general, no matter what the
Mhm.
meta is, it's just always going to be strong.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if our opponents bring out the Ram as well. I know Ram's just really in a good spot, the new character and all, but so it'd be interesting to see what they choose.
Yes, RAM is still quite broken.
Right.
Regardless of what I typically play, I can still play a decent RAM even though I don't play defense or defense. What am I talking about today? Tank. Tank that much. So looking at this, we are seeing
Things were a lot simpler
okay,
when I
so
was
we are
robbing
seeing for
banks at
attack,
the
we are
Deadlock
seeing
Gang.
Scott pull out a Reinhardt. Basically the same comp they ran last
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Lourdes ran last game, with Lourdes actually pulling up a little bit different with a what is it called? With the Lucio, Kiriko, and we're also seeing a Junkrat, which is
This is
new.
going to be, I think, in all honesty, we have a lot of pluses and negatives here. The fact, I think the Echo's going to be really good into the Hanzo Junkrat. If the Hanzo can't hit his shots, we'll be getting plenty of damage off on the Fusic. And I think the Ryan's going to have a bit of an issue, though, because he is facing a Ram, and on
Yes.
top of that, a Junkrat as well.
Yeah, he's most likely after seeing that they have a Ram, he's probably gonna switch. At least that's what I'm assuming. As soon as he dies, we are seeing them take out the Hanzo though, which is
Yes,
very
it's
nice.
really good. And I like seeing the Echo focus on Junkrat, because he gets the Junkrat out of there, then he doesn't have to worry about your Ryan,
Yes.
dying 80% of the time.
We are seeing the Echo focus a little bit. She's like some random kind of switching between characters. Unfortunately, they do go down to the Kiriko with Solaris also following soon. Lil Flaps is really Lil Flaps didn't switch, so it's gonna be interesting. We are seeing some different nothing really changed on any side. Just kind of trying to go with what works right now. It seems like.
I think Lil Flaps is going to have a bit of trouble into the Junkrat and Ram, but if he feels confident on it, overall, that's the better choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Sam from Beacon actually saying that comfort picks are better than meta sometimes.
Well, and it looks he got a nice early pick there on the Junkrat, so it's going to give your Ryan plenty of room to roam free. And it looks like the Ram might be close to going down as well, and he has copy here. I think they have a good chance of being on top of this fight, but we are down Dirty Wolf, which is unfortunate.
Yes, and that goes Little Flaps. Using Annihilation very early. They really like to use Annihilation early, or at points where they've already won the fight, which I feel like is a little strange.
Right, and he might be getting his ult, he might be charging it pretty fast. But I think I would like to see maybe Ryan use his Shatter here, then maybe switch off to something new.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Because I think the Ram and Ryan matchup isn't in his favor.
Seeing this, we are. Yep, and that is going to take out Fury Wolf and
We have to regroup now. Yep.
This is just putting them in a very bad position overall.
And it's never good on the mental to be held in spawn. It never helps. So I think what's really important for the team here is while they're regrouping to take a breath and really, collect themselves. Like, that's a really good early pick, and then you have a good Shatter.
Yes.
And that's where overconfidence gets you, cockiness.
Yes, but we did see Pusick did take out several people. Pusick taking out the other Echo. Rez on Dirty Wolf, who's the only one that was taken down from our side.
It's only Kiriko and Lucio left here, and Ram's coming up soon.
Yes.
They should be able to get point here.
Yes. No ults though either. I think.
Right. I think Fusic's been holding on to. Oh, never mind. They just used copy. I was gonna say she's been holding on to it for a while.
Yep. Very interesting, but I didn't even notice the Echo use copy. Oh no, Echo didn't use copy.
Oh, you're right. No.
Somebody used.
Oh, it was the other
ults.
Echo. No, they both have ult still. Wow,
Yeah.
I thought I saw a third Rhine.
I don't know. Sometimes it's. I thought I saw a third Rhine too. So.
I
I'm
like this
confused.
switch here. The Ram into the Ram.
Yes.
And they got point, which is really good here.
Definitely a better thing for the fight. Pointing out the place where Ram and his what is it called support are hanging out up there.
I think the Ram will be really good into the Echo here too, because it should be able to pull it down to the ground.
I'm not sure what I'm expecting. Oh, we are seeing Annihilation come out from Devious over there. Nothing terrible though. Not really any picks or anything. The Little Flaps does go down actually. Looking at this, Solaris has been doing a very good job on the Mercy. Same thing with Music on Echo. Echo, yes.
And now they have 3 picks going in. Oh, not quite. But it's okay, they are up. They have a closer spawn here than the enemy team.
Well, at the end, it doesn't really matter as much because the single person taken out by Roadhog. Oh my gosh, I am not on my game today. I apologize.
Now, I have noticed Fusic has yet to use his copy still. And
Yes.
I think holding on to that in the long run is going to hurt him more than help him. And now he is getting a lot of picks, which is really good here. But I would... Here we go.
There it
It's nice.
is. I am expecting Annihilation.
Yes.
Come on. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, it's okay though.
it's all right. I think they're about even right now, I believe.
We are seeing a sniper coming out from Lourdes with the Widow up there.
Yes. I wonder what he's trying to accomplish. I'm not sure if the Widow into the Echo is the pick necessarily, but
I don't
maybe
think-
he feels confident on his scan abilities.
Yeah, maybe. We are seeing another Annihilation coming out. Little Flaps finally
Oh.
taking down.
Good little duel between our supports over there.
Yes.
Chororo popping off.
Taking out the other alts. Hopefully, they
Looks
can
like we have second point here, which is really nice.
Yes, they have finally come back. I feel like after.
Gain the momentum. They're no
Yes.
longer on their heels, which is really nice to see.
We do see them.
Ooh, that was a nice shot.
Yeah, I feel like the Widow on Lord's team is probably gonna need to swap off now.
I believe so too.
It's not. I don't think that's the play, honestly.
Right, and I'm not sure if they're working to maybe walls, because it looks like they're staying on the Widow for now. Now, there is that high ground back there at the back of point, which I think they're going to try to go for. Nice. And now we have Junkrat's ult gone, and he's...
Yep. And we do have Lil Flaps trying to just take out, yeah. Annihilation versus that is not really... going against Annihilation is not really the best choice right now, even though it is way less powerful than it was.
I
No
agree.
longer having an infinite time, it is still broken.
Now, this is nice going into this next fight. They only have walls, and we have 3 ults here. So I think we should be able to do something and turn the tides of this fight as well.
Yep, and we do have copy again from Music. Considering this, I'm not sure who you might copy, but
They did get an early pick on Dirty Wolf there.
yep. Not really doing much with the copy, but we'll see what happens with Deadshot from Dirty Wolf too.
I think our best option there was probably to pull back as soon as they got the pick, because unfortunately we were just down from the beginning, and you kind of lose that momentum. Again, I'm going to talk about that a lot because in Overwatch that's a big thing, especially ults. Ults really turn the tides of the battle. I think that's what they were going for there, to hopefully out aggress them.
Yes.
But it might have been best. Well, it is low on time now, but
Yeah, right now they kind of just have to sit on point, use every single ult they have. Yep. That's not looking good. Dirty Wolf knocked out before he can even shoot his time.
does look like we'll have ult from our Ram here, which is really
Yes.
nice, and I think that's going to help the team a lot. Except he is the only person on point, I believe.
Yep. Unfortunately, that is it for this round.
We did push it pretty far though, and I think
Mhm.
we could have a good chance of holding point if we stay on our toes.
Yes. Right now, the best goal for Valpo is just to hold the point, make sure they don't get past as few areas as possible. Because of how this game is going, I think it can still go either way.
I agree.
And I think what they really need to do, because of how it can go either way, is really focus on winning this game, because that means that they have less to compete with against the other 2 rounds when it can go either way.
Right.
So, um, we may see this go out to round 5. We could also see this go out to round 4. It really depends. If they at least win one, that means they have a better shot at getting those 2 or 3 extra chances, depending on how it goes.
Right.
So we'll
I am really excited to see Dirty Wolf here on the Hanzo because I know he's
Mhm.
confident with his hit scan, especially his snipers. And it's going to be really good, not that they know the other team's comp, but into a Junker Queen like that, they have no shields. I know Hanzo is good into the shield break, but having free reign to shoot in any LOS is very nice for him.
The other team is going a Genji, which is interesting. Same thing with the Baptiste and a Brig.
I do know Poryu is a very good break player, so I think he's really comfortable on the play. However, I'm not sure how good that's going to do into our comp with the Echo and the Ram, and also the Hanzo there.
Yes. Regardless of how good you are, Brig has just been not very good lately.
They did recently buff her. Now when she sends a pack, she sends heals immediately 25 health.
Oh, okay.
Well, this isn't looking good though.
No, it
Again,
is not.
we're following into that issue of them being able to charge onto them very quickly.
Yes.
I know Junker Queen is actually in a really good spot right now as well.
Yes.
And I actually believe Junker Queen is a counter to Ram.
Yes. So there is interesting choices, and it might be just better to switch off of Ram early, get rid of that 34% ult charge.
Right. And I know in the recent patch, when you switch characters, you no longer retain 30% of your ult, but instead 25%. But I think he's at a good spot to retain that ult. However, he might be going for the ult and then switching.
Yes. Which is a very good ult.
That's a good pick there on the map.
Yes. Almost got that. Yes. All right. So Biz is down with the Junkrat. The only things that are really holding them back right now is that Genji and that Junker Queen.
Right. And what's nice is we have the Echo for Genji's Reflect. We have the Beam, and it's nice to see Dirty Wolf comfortable on the Hanzo.
So we are seeing Junker Queen kind of backing up a little bit here. That rally came out very quickly for you, but taken out quickly. Unfortunately, I don't know if our Kiriko had thing. Yep, I don't think Kiriko did.
Yes, and Junker Queen is a big, tide turner, especially when, you're anteing essentially everyone you hit, maybe even people you don't hit. Sometimes it's a little wonky on the ults, but she is in a very good spot, as I said earlier.
Yes. So we are looking up there. I'm surprised Dirty Wolf isn't going to take a sniper position. Pointing out the Brig.
That's a good pick.
Nice. They really need to stop them at this point. This is the best thing.
I think seeing a dragon on point might be really nice here.
Yes. And of course, Blade came out there though, so that's not very competent for that.
There's our drag. It looks like it gives them a chance to finally get their breath and reset here.
Yes. They are going to finally get a hold of point. Junkrat going into the back line though. Genji is interesting though. We do see Fusic.
Use copy there, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little torn if I'm not sure how great the ult was.
Yeah.
I do see where he used it because I think he saw about 3 people still fighting on point. I think there was a Brig, a Junkrat, and even I believe one other person.
Yeah, waiting for that tire though. We heard it. Oh, it got destroyed. Okay. I was like, we heard it. I'm like, it's not coming though. so I don't know where it is. I am
That's a
expecting
good pick.
Annihilation though.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have Annihilation and we have Kiriko ult as
Ace.
well, which is really good.
We are seeing Baptiste going down. Yes, Junker Queen as well. This is looking
Yep.
a lot better for our team.
We did catch them really split there, which is good on us.
Yes. With Brig actually having to back up, this does not put her in the best position, especially since it looks like there's a lot of people trying to fight her right now.
Yep.
Once again, Biz is taken out almost immediately, even after you just swapped characters. Early
Nice.
pick.
Woo.
Ooh.
Great shots on Hanzo.
Yes, Dirty Wolf is, like you said, doing incredibly well on those sniper picks right now.
I agree. I think it's a level of comfort, as we talked about earlier, where even though it may not necessarily be the best pick, but in this case, I believe Hanzo is really good into the team comp. But I know Dirty Wolf is very comfortable on the Hanzo.
Yeah.
And it looks like Fusik is really comfortable on the Echo as well, because he's doing really well.
And they are just going to pull out the Annihilation right now.
That was a great Gates by our Kiriko there.
Yes. And even though it didn't do that much, they only have 2 people actually alive right now. Devious is almost down.
But I think it's enough pressure to... Nice. Good pick on the Junker Queen.
Yes.
They only have Genji on cart, so... Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep. They are regrouping fast with the Lucio.
Yeah, that's what I definitely was able to see, is that they are relying on that Lucio to die similar times as them in order to really take over that point.
Oh, that's a good pick on the BAP.
Nice. BAP is the first one down. Unfortunately, though, Fusik and Dirty Wolf both died at the same time. Ball.
Devious with the ball.
Interesting choices coming out there. Biz going down, Devious taking down Little Flaps as well. Almost hitting at the point. This is where it's getting very tough. We are seeing Walter Black.
That's a good pick.
Genji, yes.
Unfortunately, I do think the ball... Oh, they switched back to Ryan now.
Interesting.
I think they just used it to get to point quickly.
Yeah, it seems like that was their main goal. But looking at this...
That was a good copy.
Yes.
Did they... Oh, no.
No.
Did he copy? Oh, yeah.
Not sure who he copied. And
I thought he had copied the Ryan for a second.
Oof, and that is game.
That was a really good... They really did a good job holding out on second point, though.
Yes, holding out on the second point almost won them the game. If they were just able to hold on a little bit longer and stay grouped a lot better, then they would have won that for sure. They're kind of just in this little kind of weird ground right now where it's kind of just struggling to get grouped. And I think that's their main problem right now.
I agree. And they got a little bit of a taste of what it feels like to get that momentum there on second point. I think when they were able to catch a lot of their team split. Now I think I'm not really sure what they could do to better their aggression against this enemy team.
Well, I'm thinking, honestly, I think we need to pull out a Mei again. I know it didn't work the first time, but I think pulling out a Mei, unless of course they're not comfortable with it or they just don't think it's working out how they want, I think Mei's wall is going to be the make or break. Because when they are split, it seems like they struggle, Lourdes specifically. Lourdes, Valpo, Lourdes really seems to struggle when they are split. So I think the best goal is to get some sort of way to divide them in half and conquer them that way. Get one of get either 2 or 3 on one side, knock them off. Best case scenario, you get both the DPS and the shield, or just the supports, and you take them all out, and they're left stranded with no supports or some other way to do that.
I agree.
I think that's the best case scenario, is just using that wall. But we'll have to see. We do have Escort coming up with 4 options: Circuit Royale, Dorado, Junkertown, and Route 66. Interesting.
Yeah. Gosh, I gotta remind myself. I personally am a big fan of Route 66. I think it's a really good McCree map. I think, you know, I could see the McCree being pulled out by either team. Really, he's in a really good spot.
Yes.
Uh, but I'm not really sure which one is the favorite of Valpo here, especially with new members I'm not all too familiar with.
Yeah.
But
Looking at this, I feel like there's a high probability of Route 66. Once again, I think they need to. I feel like Lourdes is probably going to go defending again, just because when they're defending, they know exactly how far they need to push
yep,
and exactly how much they need to work to get it there.
I agree.
Like if it's further at the end, you can kind of relax, or if it's further at the end, you know you really need to get in there and get stuff done. But if it's early on, you can kind of just do some things you want to try with.
Right,
But I think honestly right now they might need to swap in Beauty for somebody else just to get a little bit of a different comp,
right. Try to see if
trying
you can
things
switch
on
it up a
mob.
little bit. Yeah, I agree. I think one thing I was considering is we have Fusick on the Echo, and Echo is really good. He's doing very good as Echo, picking off people from the enemy team. But I was thinking about it more and more, and I know he was playing really well, but I was trying to figure out, why is our other team on their heels?
Mhm.
If Echo's over here getting a pick, right?
Mhm.
But then I realized usually Echo is being followed by our Mercy,
Yeah.
and so if you have two going out to pick one of the enemy team, then it's still a 3v4 and we're going to be on our heels, especially with the Lucio. I feel like the enemy team's Lucio is really enabling them
Mhm.
to help keep the aggression up.
Yeah. One of the problems with how Mercy has been, so they're actually choosing Dorado, but one of the problems with Mercy right now has been, she can't really pocket as well as she was
Right.
used to. Her main goal now is to go around and healing those up to like 0.5%, and then the air healer tops them off. So, and I don't like that personally. I don't like how that is played. But I'm very, so like sending in a what is it called? Sending in a mercy for that is quite interesting.
Yep. And it does look like we swapped out Dirty Wolf for Famputi here, so it'll be interesting to see what gets pulled out. If I had to
Yes.
guess, Famputi is pretty good at playing on the McCree. I think we might
Yes.
see the McCree Echo Mercy again here at
Mhm.
Dorado. I know this is a pretty good Echo map, actually.
Mhm.
I think we might see the Ryan or Ram from Low Flaps again, and then of
Mhm.
course Truro loves his Kiriko. That's his
Yes.
number one player now. Uh, so I think we're gonna see the Kiriko, Mercy, McCree, Echo, Ryan. I think that's the
Mhm.
kind of the comp we're gonna be seeing here. It looks like the enemy team did choose to attack first though, which is really
Yes.
interesting.
But I think that's actually good for us. Like I said, just getting a better sense of how far they're going to go,
Right.
how far they're going to move, and comparing that with like what the plans are.
I agree.
So going on over, um, hopefully we can see some good picks. We are throwing in Beauty for Dirty Wolf, um, and it seems like Beauty is pretty much comfortable in everything,
Right.
from what I'm aware of. Do you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I've known Franco for a long time. He's played Overwatch for a long time,
Yes.
since the very beginning. So he's had a lot of experience with all of the different heroes.
Mhm.
And I've seen him on Junkrat before. I've seen him
Mhm.
on, McCree. I've seen him on
Watch
Echo.
your
I've seen,
flanks. They might try
Widowmaker. He
something.
he really plays about everything.
Mhm.
He's a very good versatile player to put in.
Yes, both him and
One
Fusick
more
are
mission,
basically
huh?
like the versatile
I'm in.
DPS. Um, in fact, we've actually seen Fusick pull out tank a few times as necessary when Wistful wasn't able to make it or when Wistful was running late.
Right,
Um,
and it does look like we have the comp that I was talking about with the Kiriko, Mercy,
Take care
Echo,
of each other out there.
mhm.
Ram, McCree or Cassidy, sorry.
Yes.
But I do think the Doomfist is going to cause them some issues, especially since they've kind of had a hard time staying grouped. I think it's going to be hard because they have a Widowmaker looking at them, they have a
Yes.
Bastion causing issues, and then a Doomfist jumping in. I think
Yes.
what they need to make sure here is to not panic too much because it's going to be a lot going on at the same time.
Yes. I was expecting that Widow. I forgot to mention it, but that Widow, I was expecting since there is a lot of high points that she can just kind of exist on.
Yes. Yep.
However, Fusick is going after that Widow, trying to find her. And that Widow seems not like she has not like terrible aim, just like struggling a bit.
Yep. Now, the hard part to note here is who is the priority for our Echo, right? Who should he be going after more? Should it be the Bastion or the Widow? Now, obviously, it's nice to get the Widowmaker down so that we don't have to worry about, watching our LOS as closely. But is it worth sending 2 people after a Widow? It does look like the Mercy is with the team here now, which is good.
Yes. Considering based on what happened, okay, so Laird's getting taken down, Widow yet again. All right.
There we go. We're even now, but we are down our Mercy, so we have no res, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think honestly, from just seeing what just happened there with the Widowmaker being able to confidently take it out very quickly, I think Fusig might just be good to take care of the Widow on his own. Honestly,
I agree.
It might just be best just to keep that, just so Solaris can go.
Oh, they're holding out really well here.
Yes. Looking at this, we are seeing quite a few ults almost ready. With the Widowmaker only being one of the few players who actually doesn't have their ult yet.
Right.
Or like not close.
Now that is big. I am worried for this next fight. What they need to watch out for is both Kitikos have gates. And if you see the gates from the enemy Kitiko, it is likely that the Bastion is going to be rolling right along with it in its turret form. And that is something we're going to have to watch out for because it hurts.
Yes. I think the best choice is just to reverse gates and see who pulls the plug
Who outlives,
first.
right. And I think it's really interesting that gates is used that way. Is when enemy Kitiko uses gates, then oftentimes is followed by your team's Kitiko's ult, right?
Yep. This Beauty has been playing incredibly well, being able to hold out for quite long times, and kind of actually flanking the team.
Right. And there's the enemy Lucio's beat, and it's actually good. They got a pick on the Widow, and they were able to make the enemy team pull back a little bit.
Yeah. Beauty has been really scaring the enemy team, I feel like.
Now we do have Ram ult here, so I think we'll be. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yep. Yep. Like you were saying, Bastion is like that. Oh.
Really good copy there.
Yes, that was. Oh my gosh. No, nothing. That's sad.
But it did get them to pull back, which is really nice.
Yes,
Gives your team time to regroup.
They pulled back very quick and haven't been able to actually hit the first point. Hopefully with this. Hopefully with Deadshot, nice.
That is very. Oh, unfortunate.
They noticed.
Should have pulled it
just in time. Yep. Yep, and Echo getting Meteor Strike out of the sky. Lil Flap's going down, and that I think is going to be the first kill on our side.
I agree. Now there is a bright side to this. They did hold them to 30 seconds, so they only have 2.5 minutes to move to the second point. They have a lot of high ground here, which is dangerous for the Widowmaker on the enemy team, which is something they're going to have to look out for. As you can see, we see her going around back here.
Echo is just going to have to really pay attention to where exactly the Widowmaker is going, and he's going to need to pull her off.
Oh, and we made a change the monkey here.
Yes.
That was really good.
Yeah. It seems like Monkey has been doing a fairly good job.
Yeah, I think the monkey is a good switch here.
Yes. Looking at ult economy, the only one who's really close to their ult is Biz, the enemy McCree. Looking at Monkey just really taking on, stepping on point and almost taking down that Widow, Lucio. Unfortunately, he just barely didn't do it. I feel like, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, what's really nice about this is our Monkey and Echo can work in tandem with one another. You don't necessarily have to have the full team diving as a group, right? And what's nice about that is then you leave, your McCree and your 2 supports to kind of, watch your tank and your Echo, but also support your McCree, so you have a little more of aggression coming from different angles, which is really nice.
Yeah. So what I see here is, I'm not sure if you've been noticing it, but I feel like they're not finishing their picks. They're accidentally leaving them like on 1 or 2 HP, hoping that somebody else will pick it up, and then the healing just comes on through, and nothing's able to be done.
I agree, yeah. And I think part of that might be the focusing issue. You know, I know it's kind of hard because they're moving the payload, and I think Lil Flaps believes he should probably be there to hold the front line because he is a tank after all, right? But would it be more beneficial for him to work in tandem with our Echo, you know?
Yeah, it's in a weird place, and Monkey/Lil Flaps is going to have to keep working on this.
Oh, unfortunate, because they just got gates off too.
Both the mirrored gates off on both sides. Fusic has his ult going for a Lucio. Interesting. Interesting choice there. We also missed Fan Beauty actually going Reaper. And Lil Flaps is going Ball too, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I think the Reaper actually might be a pretty good choice here into the Doomfist. Just to be able to get more damage off, because Reaper is oftentimes really good at that, and I know he got buffed recently where I think he charges his ult faster.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are looking into this. Yep. Once again, not getting the picks off like they need to. They only have a minute and about 17 seconds though, so.
Right.
Going off of the ball, I just don't think Lil Flaps is confident on the ball. Going more for a Risa, which I think he seems to be.
The spear is going to be very helpful here.
Yes. Looking at this again, nobody on our team actually has ult. With their with Biz taking it out, yep, and Lil Flaps going down.
Now it does look like we are getting a res. Oh, we got a res on our Echo.
Yes. Nice.
You have 2 picks there, or 1 pick.
Yeah, and that Lucio has also been a very big thorn in Valpo's side.
They have it. He's really been enabling his team there, just keeping them really their front line in our back line essentially.
Yes, and that's not really what you want. They're farmed out though and have to go in a little bit earlier. They're probably hoping for Devious with the Meteor Strike, and a nice, almost taken down, but Beat just saves him. We almost have Reaper ult.
This would be a good place to use it.
Yep.
Oh, except he's getting punched. Yeah.
Yep. It's okay though. He did do some massive damage.
I agree. I think it would be really nice for our team too to probably focus that Lucio a little bit more, because he, like we were talking about, he really is enabling the enemy team. Now they didn't get it to the end, which is really good.
Yes.
Really good news.
Unfortunately though, this means a lot of hard work from Valpo's side, especially due to how much they've been working and trying to get these kills and stuff and winning fights. They need to basically win every single fight, I feel like.
Right.
And this is going to be very difficult. I think what they need to do, like you said, they need to focus on making sure they knock down that Lucio. That Lucio has been providing constant healing, it seems like. I think I rarely ever see him on speed. I think I always see him on light, basically, but I could be wrong. And I also think they need to get their picks.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that once they decide we're picking this guy, they pick this guy.
Right. Work on their callouts together. I agree.
Yes. Because if they can get all of their supports down, then they're good, and they can take this down the next round.
And it does seem they're going for more of a dive comp here, which is really interesting mix-up.
Yes. Same team from the other side though, with a Ram.
Yeah, they're going a little more of a interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm expecting, honestly, I feel like Lil Flaps might have to change early yet again. I'm not exactly sure about the Monkey comp v Ram, but we'll see.
Now there is, oh, that's a good pick.
Yes.
What's nice though is they do not have a Reaper. They might switch Reaper, so I think the Monkey actually might be pretty good here jumping in on the team.
Yes.
And I think Monkey's decent into Ram as well.
Unfortunately, we don't really know that, as neither of us really specify it. Specialty is tank.
Mm-hmm.
Lucio almost done. He does have a bomb on him though. Once again, not getting that pick though.
Right, but they did get the enemy team up a high ground, which is a really good first step.
Yes, and they were able to actually get a really quick thing.
Nice, that is a good pick.
Nice. Absolutely incredible to get those call-outs and stuff. I know I'm still working on that. But...
Now this is exciting to see. Vamputi is on the Genji now, and that is his main, and it's really nice to see because I was just about to say, I think he should probably switch off the Reaper into this comp. So it'll be nice seeing him kind of on his throwback hero, if for better words.
I didn't know that that was his main. I thought his main was honestly Junkrat for the longest time.
Yep.
So.
Yep. He likes his Genji. He hasn't played it in a while, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe a little rusty. Hopefully, not that bad though. Almost getting that Kiriko though, and once again, it's been kind of the main problem, not getting those picks.
Right.
Because their Kiriko and Lucio are just able to constantly keep healing. And when they're constantly healing, that means that they're not going to keep going down. They are a little bit further than I think the other team was when they got to this first point though.
I do like the Echo continuously taking off angles and making sure to keep applying pressure to that Widowmaker.
Fortunately, she goes down yet again.
Right, and we want to make sure that we're getting the picks before them. Unfortunately, in this case, I think we got our... I think someone got picked early, but luckily we are right next to spawn.
Yes. Main thing I think right now is Vampiri getting up there and getting that Widow down real quick. Even since there isn't, Fusic's been really being watched out for by everyone else. The Widow's probably the best choice is to send in that Widow to go and get picks off. Nice.
See, this is a good... They did use Gates and Ram ult.
But it didn't, that is a lot of ults, with only Solaris using his, I believe. Everyone else still has their ults. Looking at this, Vampiri is doing quite well, going up to get a little bit of healing, and each one just taking up and getting the healing from Mercy. We're seeing ours go in.
You see the Deadeye come out from the other team. We have Gates open.
Waiting for Deadeye to shoot. Vampiri knocked out though. Not from Deadeye though, which is not
Here
what
comes
I
the copy, which is a really good and pivotal moment here for our team.
Yes. Almost has Annihilation. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
I think this will give us a good chance to get a point here and hopefully keep up some of that momentum.
Yes, really needs to chase after that Lucio though. You need to make sure Lucio and Kiriko are dead. Kiriko teleporting away, Lucio trying to stay on point though.
Right, and I think in this case, good pick on Lucio.
Nice. Gotta make sure you get that pick. That Vampiri was going Sojourn, but swapped off of it now. Lil Flap's going Ram just to get rid of that Kiriko.
Good pick on the Kiriko.
Yes.
But I don't know if the rest of our team's there. But it looks like we have an Echo and a Ram there, but I'm not sure who else is all there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fusic was able to get quite a lot down. Vampiri is really, and that barely it. Using Annihilation on point from Devious was a very smart move, and that is match. That's the game.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, this team, they just weren't able. Valpo just wasn't able to get out of many of their picks that they were going for, and when they hid behind, it just really was not good for them.
It does seem like Valpo has a good founding for what they want to build upon, though, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing at least, and I think with a little more work of calling out picks and making sure how you should be reacting to these type of team comps, I think they're going to be able to make it really far if they just take the right steps to help procure that future.
Yes, that is their main goal. That should be their main goal for going into their next NECC game next Thursday and their next game next Saturday. So right now, this is going to be the end of our streams today. I'll see you, I believe, Tuesday for some non-commentary Smash Bros. And on Wednesday, I think we're doing some more League of Legends. So those are the next streams to catch up on for next week. Um,
Exciting.
until probably next Saturday. My name is Aubrey.
I'm Dawson. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course, it was always amazing. Anyway, bye.
Yeah.